Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Oscar and we are SOS Customs. The main objective of today's video is to get this RX-7 into paint. Now, it didn't start off in the booth like this. It was a little bit rough. We'll go over it in the rest of the video, but by the end of this video, you will see this thing fully painted in a very custom color. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so as you've seen, we had the RX-7 in the booth, but that obviously it didn't just come in ready. It needed a lot of work to be able to get into paint. Here's a little bit of pictures. I didn't get a bunch of video on the thing because it was really rough, but here's some of the pictures of what this thing looked like. Rust, bunch of paint jobs. This thing looked like it was a mix of 3 cars, you know, so it was red at one point, Tokyo Drift themed orange. I guess the thing had a Veil side kit on it at one point. They took it off and they try to give them another kit to compensate for the car being cut, but it didn't, like, the kit didn't fit because it was the cut was too high for this kit. So it was either one, try to fab the rest of the quarter panel, or try to get a new quarter panel. Quarter panels are not just floating around for FDs. So there was just a lot of work to it. Nothing really fit right. The fitment was off. We got that fitted good. We ended up getting a new Street Hunter carbon fiber hood for it, and we had to cut the hood to fit for the V-mount. A lot of work, but finally time for paint. That's where we're gonna resume. Okay, the sealer is down. We're gonna let this dry for about 15-20 minutes. Then we're gonna go ahead and put a black base coat down. The reason we got everything masked up too, even though it is gonna get sanded and prepped, is that we don't want this heavy buildup because we're building up from sealer. So we have sealer, we have the black base coat, which will be about probably 2 coats. So that's 3 coats already. And then we're gonna have 4 coats of this interface clear. That's a custom dry coat that it's a custom color for this person. There's 4 coats of that. So that brings us down to a total of 7. Plus, we're gonna have about 3 coats of clear. So now we have shot some sealer. It got really late and we found a couple imperfections on this thing. So sometimes that happens, man. Not everything is all gold and smiles, you know. Sometimes we have to do stuff, you know, and it just, you can see some of the breakthrough areas that were just little imperfections that we didn't like. And because time was running out for us on Friday, we let it sit the weekend. We said, hey, you know what, let's not rush it. We let it sit, come right back, and the whole car again, believe it or not. Sometimes that happens, man. Not often. But because the paint sat longer than 2 days, we were not able to reuse this base. Now, obviously this thing is pretty much covered, so we don't really have to use a lot of paint to cover it. We are gonna have to use a little bit more paint to cover it. Now, you guys might see that this thing is all masked up, and you might ask, why did we paint it with the doors on, with the bumpers on? Because with this type of color, you definitely want everything to match. So that's why we do have the bumper kind of lightly put on there, just so we can get everything to match, you know. So it's a lot of work, but we're almost done. In the back booth, we got Richard and Luis over here working on this stuff, going over all these. Richard, are you ready to lay down a crazy one-of-a-kind color on this thing? Yeah. This color is a little unique, right? I don't know. All right, so here we are ready to get this thing. The back booth, so we have the flares, we have the wing ends, gas cap, wing fans, and the actual blade of the wing. So it's all this is getting just its final, so we can get some sealer, the base coat, and the final 3-stage and the clear. So it's a lot of paint. Luckily it's very early in the morning. Very early we'll be able to get sealer, 1 coat, about 2 to 3 coats of base. I think 2 coats should be enough. And about, I think we said 4 wet coats of this tri-coat. It's gonna look really crazy. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Okay, here we are the next morning and the RX-7 is painted. Now we still have some other parts back booth that need to get painted. I don't really want to show you guys this paint inside the booth because you're not going to be able to appreciate it. The only way to appreciate this color is outside the booth. But I'll show you a little bit of it. I mean, it looks good. It just looks like, it looks purple. But we're going to pull it out very soon and we'll see what it really looks like. By the pound 8. So we can call this whatever color we want. What are we calling this?
I call it purple.
This is a midnight purple, right?
No,
it's a purple
How
purple.
the fuck is that?
It's a purple purple.
This is giving purple, midnight fucking purple.
Midnight Purple could never do this.
How the fuck not?
It's totally different. This has a way harder
I
shift.
don't got no mirrors, guys.
Look at this reflection.
Hey, yeah, the fender.
Hey, other way. Other way. Other way.
Yeah.
Dude, this color looks absolutely insane. It's very reminiscent of like a midnight purple, but it flips so much harder and it's so much more vivid. Pearls are a little bit bigger, not too much, not like lowrider style, but let's take a closer look at this thing because it looks amazing. Face value, it's definitely gives off those midnight purple, just like the first midnight purple where it's just like a purple, but then when you start getting that side tone on that cast just greatly changes ever so much, and then you get that real gold, then it turns from that purple to like a magenta, and it's just, it goes so hard. It's such a nice color. And when you look at that backside, if I can kind of zoom in, you really get like a gold. This color goes so hard, I'm serious. Okay, and this is the last of it, guys. Everything has been fully painted. I know you can't get the gist of it, but you guys did see it outside. This color is absolutely amazing. The color change is so crazy. The flop is so crazy. It just looks so freaking good. And I just know that our client is gonna be so happy when she sees it. Let's get this thing assembled, polished, and out the door.
What's up, everyone? We are working on the RX-7 and we're gonna be doing some little mods to the headlights. I really like these headlights. I mean, the original pop-out headlights are cool, but I've always liked the newer headlights that they put on here. There's different types of a lot of aftermarket parts for the RX-7, but I want to show you guys. Obviously, as you guys know, we went to Japan. But even though I went to Japan, I'm gonna need my Google Translate to be able to read these instructions, but I think based on the pictures, kind of showing us what we need to do. So basically the factory core support on this is, you know, obviously welded onto the car, but in order to make room for the new headlights, we have to cut a little bit of the core support to make access for the lights to go in, because this will be the new lights, which will look really cool. Obviously that's the original, you know, kind of pop out, you know how good it looks like, to what it's gonna look like now with these like flush lights that are gonna be, you know, with HIDs, and it's more, just makes it look like a different kind of car, and it makes it look nicer than the pop out. They'll be stationary, but in order to do so, as you can see, there's some trimming that needs to be involved. So I'm gonna brush up on my Japanese, and we're gonna start cutting this thing out so we can fit those. Let's go. Can't read Japanese?
I can't read Japanese.
Look at the instructions in Japanese.
Instructions in Japanese. So.
Only Mexicanese?
Mexicanese.
Alright guys, so the time has come to get this RX-7 shipped off to the customer. Oscar is doing the final polish on this thing. We did a lot of work. This thing looks really good. Come a long way. Been doing a lot of work on this thing, as you know, the full paint job, the wide body, you know, got a carbon fiber hood on this. We did a light conversion. This thing looks really good. Oscar's doing the final polish on this thing. We actually got the trailer ready to go. We're gonna be delivering to the customer. Hopefully get her reaction on this. And this thing's looking really good. So Oscar will finish that up, and there you go.